This song sounds so much better on this guitar. I mean, I wrote it on this guitar, There's something about writing a song on a guitar and just doesn't translate on other guitars. I wrote The Forge on my electric guitar, and I think it needs to be an electric guitar song. I'm not going to record it on an acoustic. That's for sure. It's definitely going to be some sort of electric version of it because I mean this song, man, this guitar has so much soul in it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that Martin that I got, but this guitar has been my baby for so long. I don't know, there's something about this guitar that is just, I don't know, I love this thing. Anyway, what up? How you guys doing? So, all right, I know I announced yesterday at the end of the show that I was going to have Zuby on tonight. And we had plans to do an interview, but it turns out we had our times wrong. He's obviously 4 hours ahead, so it's a little late for him. So we're going to try to plan to have maybe an early episode next week sometime to accommodate, because he's over in England. Obviously, it'll be a little difficult to coordinate. So thank you, Chad. I appreciate that a lot. Kim, I see you over there. Thank you very much. And shout out to chat. What's up, chat? I see a lot of people that show up for me every single day. You guys are fantastic. It's not lost on me that I see you guys show up for me every day. It's fantastic. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, the Zuby interview, it's going to be really good. I really want to do it live. It's fun to do it live, because you get to ask questions, you get to interact a little bit more. I really do appreciate that. So we'll figure something out. So obviously, I'm not going to have Zuby on tonight, but next week we're gonna do something. Tonight we're going to talk about something interesting: COVID shaming. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the vaccine. People are starting to ramp up this. It's the new anti-mask shaming. Like if you're not wearing a mask, the Karens freak out. And now they're turning it into, if you don't want to get the vaccine, suddenly you're a problem. And it's already, I have a disclaimer. Check this out. I already have a disclaimer down here. Look, see, COVID-19. Get the latest information from CDC. Why? Just because I have it, COVID, written in the title of my video? Do you think they're watching my channel? Or do you think it's just some sort of auto algorithm? I don't know. Is it going to stop me talking about this COVID shaming? No. I'm definitely going to get into it. All right, we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about this amazing French mime. All right? Marcel, Marceau, Marceau? I think it's Marcel. I think so. Marceau. It's a cool name. But anyway, this guy is a freaking hero. I didn't know about him. I recently found out about him. Like, you know what? I think more people need to hear about this guy and what he did and how awesome he is. So if you don't know about him, you're about to find out. And then we're going to talk about some new Dead Sea Scrolls that were just recently found that are from the first AD, right? Or BCE, or no, CE, whatever you want to say. It all revolves around the same date anyway, so whatever, what's the difference? It's thousands of years old, or at least 1,000, 1,500. They say 1,900. Anyway, it's old, and they just found it, so it's really cool. So I'm going to talk about things that we as human beings cherish, and, obviously it has something to do with that, so we're going to talk about it. Yeah, new Dead Sea Scrolls were just found, so we're going to get into that. And if you don't know about me, I'm giving away stickers. I've got lots of stickers. You can send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to my P.O. Box, which is on my website, adamcrigler.net. You can check it out. And there it is at the bottom, P.O. Box 68, Brunswick, Maryland, 21716. Feel free to send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I will send you off some stickers. One sticker. Nope, I'm not promising more than one, but some people may get more than one. Like Lucius, who sent me an awesome letter with some drawings. Very cool. Sent him a bunch of stickers. So if you're watching, you prepare for yourself for some cool stickers. And I actually picked out some cool ones. I've got a lot of random stickers. I tend to do this. And actually, just to let you know, I have a lot of really big stickers that I can't give away because it feels wrong to fold stickers. So I'm giving away a lot of my smaller stickers because people are sending small envelopes. And some people have sent me big envelopes, so I've increased the size of the sticker. Someone got a sticker that was like this big just because they simply sent me a big envelope. So just letting you know, future reference, you can send me bigger envelopes. And also check out my coffee. You know, you guys, if you don't know about my coffee company, Crigler Coffee, got some cool stickers. They're really nice quality stickers. Trust me, I'm a sticker guy. I know my stickers. I'm all about them stickers. And my mugs, man, the mug is so sweet. Made in America. And my mom actually designed that label. It's really good. It feels really good in your hands. Made in America. And so check it out if you want to. If you want to support me, that's a great way to support me and while getting something that you can use, that will last and is American made. All right. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's get to it. So yeah, COVID shaming. That's the new thing, right? It's interesting though that already that I have the COVID. Let me just pause that real quick. Look at my ugly mug. It's me looking at myself. Adamception. No, but it's interesting that I already got. Let's see when we click on it. Learn more. Let's see. COVID vaccines. Of course, the first thing that you see is COVID vaccines. All right. Let's see what their question and answers are. How do I get a vaccine? Well, what if you don't want a vaccine? I wonder if there even is that. It doesn't look like there is. Just going to pop over to Twitter. This is from Anomaly, who has been on the show before. Very, very bold, outspoken internet personality. But he posted this. He says, and it begins. Most Americans don't want to return to the office unless their employers require the vaccine for all workers. Who's saying that? What? What? Most who are you asking, insider? Don't want to return to the office unless their employer requires the vaccine for all workers? No, they don't. Why? I haven't seen that. Who are you asking? Can your employer require you to get a COVID-19 vaccine? Just to let you know, no. Could COVID-19 vaccines be mandated? Federal law needs clarification. Actually, no, they cannot. Your boss may require you to get a COVID-19 vaccine. I mean, that may be true, but you can also say, I don't believe that, and no one's being held accountable. This is an experiment, by the way. All right? This is not a vaccine in the traditional sense. Okay? This is basically experimental gene editing that they're just using on the population. I mean, it's insane. And now we got Joe Biden coming out. Joe Biden says Americans should wear masks until everyone is vaccinated. You're not going to get everyone to get vaccinated, Joe. I'm sorry. Now, look, if you want to go get vaccinated, by all means, go get vaccinated. That's fine. I'm a young, healthy man. I'm fine. I don't believe I need it because I am not in the category of at risk at all. Period. They're trying to say that everyone needs to be vaccinated. Look, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't want my DNA being manipulated by an experimental experiment. It's not a vaccine. Okay? It's gene editing. mRNA. That's not a vaccine. That's something completely different. Dude, it's crazy. Look at this. Let's see. He had the modest request that he could save up to 50,000 lives. I'm asking the American people to mask up for the first 100 days. But now about 6 weeks before that date, he seems to have pushed the goalposts. They will continue to push the goalposts. People, they're not going to stop pushing the goalposts. You think they will? No. No, because it's about control. They want to control you. I bet they didn't even want the vaccine. I bet it had nothing to do with the vaccine. I bet they were pissed off that Trump said, we're going to put a vaccine out there. All right? Now, I'm pretty sure there may be one vaccine, an actual vaccine in the traditional sense. Maybe the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I'm not sure which one is. I don't know. I was talking to Tim earlier, and I think he said one of them is a vaccine in the traditional sense of what a vaccine is. Someone said vaccine is 5G. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm not interested, man. I'm not interested. You know, they're talking about, look at this. I talked about this already. The CDC study came out and said 78% of the people that were hospitalized from COVID were obese and overweight, unhealthy. That's the key there. They were unhealthy people. So if you're healthy, you're good. Your body will naturally beat this disease. Why are we ignoring these facts, right? I have a 99.9996% chance of beating this disease because I am healthy and I'm young-ish. I'm in my 30s, late 30s, whatever. I guess maybe mid-30s still because I'm at the beginning of 37, like halfway through 37, then you're like late 30s. I don't know exactly when the cutoff is. Doesn't matter. Who cares, right? I'm not obese, you know, I'm healthy. I try to eat healthy also. I probably don't get enough sleep, but, you know, that's all right because that's just my lifestyle. But, you know, I tend to be pretty healthy. I don't think I need this vaccine or this experimental gene editing. You know what? I also read the studies about how it could, you know, mess with having kids. I don't want to risk that at all. Because we need more, you know, kids in the future that aren't woke to just be nice about it. I think I would say when Nish and I have kids, they're going to be awesome kids. I can't wait to have kids. I'm gonna have some awesome kids. I can't wait, and I don't want anything messing with that. Nothing. No. I'm good. This I don't need this. All right. This is them trying to push it. Look at this. This is from Evie magazine. I like this magazine. This mag's great. I don't think it gets enough credit. Check this out. Get ready. The COVID vaccine shaming is coming. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. They're really laying it in thick there. Multiple outlets such as Bustle and Christianity Today have published pieces pressuring the public into accepting universal vaccination for the COVID-19 virus. No, not only that. They're straight up saying, you must get this vaccine to have freedoms. Excuse me? No. We have freedoms, all right? You don't determine what our freedoms is, government. That's the whole reason this country was founded, because we were being told what we may or may not do. And they're like, you know what? We're fed up with that. This is the people are going to define what our freedoms are. And no one's going to tell us otherwise. That's what the government doesn't tell us what our freedoms are, right? I don't know if you know that. That's the way it is. Or granted, that's the way it's been since this country was founded. Us saying, and okay, sure, some of the things that we had when we established this country weren't very good. But guess what? We used the Constitution to fix it. Obviously, I'm talking about slavery, one of the biggest things that we got over because of the Constitution that those people put into place. Right? So, you know, it feels like we're going past the line, you know, like, okay, yeah, slavery sucked and we needed to fix some things and we started fixing everything. And then all of a sudden we just started fixing too many things and giving the government too much power. And it all kind of now we're seeing the effects of that. But I don't want to lose track here. All right. So we read stories about lifelong friendships being terminated because one friend didn't want to take the experimental mRNA vaccine. We read about congregations who refused to take the vaccine should be forbidden from going to church. Is this fair? Is the social shaming against people who refuse to receive the experimental mRNA vaccine justified? After all, we're witnessing countries like Ireland, Thailand, Denmark suspend their nationwide vaccine rollout over fears of blood clots and unexpected deaths. Well, they don't talk about those deaths here, though, do they? Why? why it's rational for a young and healthy person to reject a vaccine? Well, the mRNA vaccine should have been shown to have more negative side effects on younger people. According to an article from the AARP, 65% of all participants under the age of 50 experienced side effects. But the same vaccine given to older people from the age of 50 to 64 years, only 25% showed any side effects. Only 4% of those between the ages of 65 and 74 showed any side effects. Normally, a regular flu vaccine logs only 1 to 2% of people who will have a fever as a side effect. Look, I just want to, now that I just read that right there, right? I'm going to bring this other article back up. That's not even taken into account that obese people are the people that are most at risk for this. Old and obese, you put them together, very at risk, okay? So look, if you're old and obese, I'm not even judging you. That's fine, all right? But maybe you should think about getting the vaccine. But if you're not old and you're not obese, or if you're just old, maybe you want to get the vaccine. Or if you're obese, maybe you should get the vaccine. Okay, but to force it upon everybody, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think that's terrible, because it's the people that are at risk that should get it, because they're at risk. Okay, so if those are the people that get it, and whatever, they can be risk, if they can risk their lives, because no one's going to be held accountable for any of this, by the way. Let's see, where's this article? Check this out. You can't sue Pfizer or Moderna if you have severe COVID side effects. The government won't likely compensate you for damages either. So who's being held accountable? Remember, this is an experiment. This wasn't approved by the FDA. All right? They didn't even test it on animals. Look, I'm vegan, but if we're going to do some sort of DNA altering drug, I don't know if it's good on humans. Look, I don't like animal testing, but of course it's there for a reason, right? I mean, we are the rulers of this planet, period. You can't deny that. I'm sorry, we took over this planet long ago. It's our planet, right? Who owns the planet? Humans. Or ants. I guess they got us beat, right? By like 1 billion. I don't know. There's a lot of ants. Anyway, we're the ones that are controlling this planet. But yeah, look, we can't sue anybody. So if you get forced and then you get you die, your family's going to be like, well, we can't, no one's at blame. It's an experiment. Whatever. I mean, they don't know if it's even good for humans. People are dying off of it. They're not talking about it. They're not reporting it. Well, what do they want? I'll tell you what they want. They want control. They want you to be afraid. Look, I'm not afraid of the coronavirus. I'm not afraid of it. In fact, I think I had it already a year ago. I actually joked when I was on the Timcast IRL show, right when we started, I was sick for a little bit, for like a week. I was down for the count. But it was like right when I was building the studio for the original show. And I remember starting the show with him, and I was coughing a little bit, and I was like, aha, I've got mini COVID, or COVID-16 or some like, I was joking about the fact that, I had some of the symptoms. But now, like, later on, I'm like, oh man, I probably really did have it. I traveled like 3 or 4 times. I flew to Jersey, to the new house and back, just to like help build the studio and like, work out what I was going to be doing. And then I flew back for the Tool show that I went to, which is where I got this awesome Tool hoodie. And and then I got sick on one of those trips. And I was like, man, I think I had it. I think I had it in early 2020. And you know what? I beat it. Now, obviously, I don't know for certain if I had it, right? I never got tested because this was in February of 2020, before the hysteria, before Trump even locked down the border from China, which, of course, he got ridiculed for until they realized that actually it was probably a good idea and never spoke about it again. But this is the problem, though. No one's being held accountable. You can't hold them accountable because it's an experiment that's not even FDA approved, right? So this COVID shaming, it's like, it's crazy. So knowing the mRNA vaccine will cause a higher rate of side effects for younger people where the rate of recovery and survival of COVID-19 is at 99.2%, it's perfectly sensible for a young and healthy person to choose not to be inoculated against COVID-19, since the experimental vaccine has a 65% chance of side effects. It's a simple matter of risk assessment, where the side effects of the vaccine itself might end up being worse than the coronavirus for young people. And you know what? Then there's the argument, well, I mean, they won't spread it. Fauci's saying the vaccine doesn't even stop the spread. So why even, like, they don't, their story is so all around. It's just like, don't even try to do the details. Just be afraid. No. Stop asking questions. We only want you afraid. Just be afraid and we're good. All right. Can you just be afraid again so we can just maintain control? Huh? How about that? Can we do that, please? Look at this. This is the age of coronavirus deaths. All right. Almost 50% are 75 years and older. 65 to 74, there's almost 25%. So that's nearly 75% are over 65. Okay, now add that again to, I just got to keep bringing this up. Add that again to this study, which was 75% of the people that were hospitalized are overweight and obese, aka unhealthy people that are old are at risk. I mean, it's not a surprise. So I'm going to bring up Sweden, for example. All right, their constitution said we cannot stop people from gathering. All right, but look, if you're going to gather, be careful. Don't visit old people and unhealthy people. And guess what? They did that. And look at Sweden's numbers. They're pretty good. Why? Because they handled it correctly. All right. Young people were going about their lives. They didn't lock down. Everything was fine. Sure, they had a spike, but same with everyone. And that's not even bringing into account all of the wrong COVID deaths, like the bus getting hit by a bus or the motorcycle accident or almost every single disease that nearly disappeared over the past year just to boost the COVID death numbers. It's ridiculous. I mean, so this was as of May 13th, 2020. So obviously these numbers might have changed a little bit, but this was the peak. May was like after the peak. It was like April. All right, the top of the mountain that Cuomo loves to bring up. He's like, this is the mountain. I have conquered this mountain. Ha ha. Yeah, you caused that mountain, sir. Yeah, it's all about control, man. Just want to control you. Half the time, I'm not sure if they even want the vaccine. I mean, that's why vaccines, or Fauci's like, I don't know if the vaccine's even going to do anything. And it's like, if that's the truth, then why would we even need this vaccine? Or I say vaccine because it's not really a vaccine. I think it's ridiculous. All right, I'm done with this. Done with this conversation. I'm over it. Let's talk about a hero. Marcel. I'm going to go with Marcel. Marcel. The French Resistance's secret weapon. The mime Marcel. Marceau saved at least 70 Jewish children from the Nazis through risky border crossings during World War II. And his cousin, George Loinger, saved 350. This is a cool story, and I never heard about it, so check this out. Marcel Marceau was known worldwide as a master of silence. The world-famous mime delighted audiences for decades as Bip, the tragic comic figure who encountered the world without words. But during World War II, his skills as a mime came in handy for another reason. He used them to save Jewish children during the Holocaust. Marceau was recruited to help the French resistance by his cousin, George Loinger, a commander in the secret unit who was part of the Oeuvre des Secours aux Enfants, a Jewish relief group that smuggled Jewish children from occupied France to neutral countries. Loinger, who is credited with saving around 350 children, died on December 28th, 2018 at the age of 108. Lived a long life. Awesome. Their mission was to evacuate Jewish children who had been hiding in a French orphanage and get them to the Swiss border, where they would sneak to safety. but traveling with large groups of children was anything but easy. Marceau had a secret weapon, his training as a mime. The kids loved Marcel and felt safe with him, Loinger told the Jewish Telegraph Agency in 2007, after Marceau's death. He had already begun doing performances in the orphanage, where he had met a mime instructor early on. The kids had to appear like they were simply going on vacation to a home near the Swiss border, and Marcel really put them at ease. Marcel, who was Jewish, didn't just use his acting skills to make the kids comfortable. He used them to save their lives. He mimed to keep children quiet as they were escaping. Philip Mora, the son of one of Marceau's resistance comrades, told The Age, "It had nothing to do with show business. He was miming for his life." The actor also posed as a Boy Scout leader to trick the authorities. "I went disguised as a Boy Scout leader and took 24 Jewish kids, also in Scout uniforms, through the forest to the border, where someone else would take them to Switzerland," he recalled in 2002. And when he unexpectedly ran into a group of German soldiers near the end of the war, he pretended he was a member of the French army and demanded they surrender. They all did. All 30 of them. How cool is that? So here's a picture of him. Well, I guess this is a picture of some Jewish children in Paris that were caught by the police before being deported to a camp in 1942. Marceau's exploits were just a few of the daring and creative feats pulled off by the French resistance. The OCE was particularly ingenious. For example, while smuggling children over the border, one resistance fighter realized that Nazis never searched sandwiches that had mayonnaise on them, since the oily condiment might dirty their uniform. As a result, they hid children's ID cards in mayonnaise-smeared sandwiches, and Loinger was able to get Jewish children over the Swiss border by throwing a ball and telling them to retrieve it. Born Marcel Mengel before the war, Marceau saved at least 70 children. In addition to his border-crossing feats, he also forged identity documents to make Jews look younger so they'd be allowed to flee Nazi deportation. After the war, he changed his name and soon skyrocketed to fame as the world's most prominent pantomime artist. People connected to the university of his character, BIP, and his pathos. Part of that sadness stemmed from a very personal loss during the Holocaust. In 1944, Marceau's father, Charles Mengel, was murdered at Auschwitz. "I cried for my father," recalled Marceau in 2002, "but I also cried for the millions of people who died. Destiny permitted me to live. That is why I have to bring hope to people who struggle in this world." And that there he is right there, Marceau in 1950. What a great smile and a great man. I didn't know about this guy, but these are people that I want to highlight. People that have done incredible feats, that have saved. They say he saved 70 Jewish children. From who knows what kind of terror and atrocities that they would have had to deal with. But amazing. So I want to shine some more light on these kind of people in my life. So, saving them from actual fascists, and in a world that actually had aggressions, macro aggressions that they were dealing with. Awesome. All right, so let's move on. I want to talk about items that we cherish as human beings. So we found some Dead Sea Scrolls. It's the first in 70 years, I believe it said. I guess we'll go over it. And it's from an excavation in Egypt. Very cool. And I want to talk about something else before. Elvis Presley. All right, check this out. Iconic 68 comeback special guitar could get $1 million in auction. It's the guitar that he had gone off, had a hiatus to do movies and stuff and act. And I guess this was his coming back onto TV, playing live. And that was the guitar he used. I mean, it's Elvis Presley. Everyone loved him at the time. And, he's something of a legend. People love to be like, well, he stole music. which may be true, and probably it is true. Who cares? Like, it's no. I mean, it's not like I don't care. Like, we should recognize who he stole music from, which was who is it? Sister Rosetta Thorne, right? Yeah, or Tharp. That's it. Rosetta Tharp. That's the woman I'm thinking of. Yeah, she was like the original blues player, right? She was incredible, and Elvis took songs and made them famous, and it goes to the musical appropriation stuff that I talked about last week with Ian. Did he take some songs? Yeah, and he probably should have given people credit for them. But was he also inspired? I don't know. I'm not really here to talk about Elvis. I know people get upset when there's always those SJWs that are like, well, he stole music. It's like, okay, well, yeah. I mean, Chef du jour, shout out to my chat, saying Elvis always showed respect for his influences. I don't actually know about that, but that wouldn't surprise me, because that's what Bruno Mars was saying. He talks about how, look, if you look at any of my interviews, I'm always giving credit where it's due, which is my influence, the greats that came before me, that I'm standing on their shoulders, influenced by the greats. What does their race have anything to do with it? They're amazing musicians that inspired me to want to be an amazing musician. Okay, so, but this guitar, right? Let's focus on the guitar. It's going to go for $1 million, right? This is what people are about. Human beings. They're it's like pop culture, freaking out about something that he touched, that he had a presence to touch it. I guess it's coming with you're going to get the sheet music that came with it. They're even selling some other stuff. Like his personally owned 14-karat yellow, gold, and blue enamel TCB taking care of business necklace. All this stuff, it's like, that's cool and all, right? It's not that I have anything against it. It just feels so polarizing that that's what we're cherishing, right? When that's, TMZ, they're like, ooh, what's hot, right? When then we got this kind of stuff that is amazing to me. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I'm like, wow, like, let's talk about this. This is amazing. Dozens of ancient Dead Sea Scroll fragments bearing biblical text discovered in Israel. This is cool. I thought it was an Egyptian archaeologist that found it, but let's see. Israeli archaeologists on Tuesday announced the discovery of dozens of new Dead Sea Scrolls fragments bearing a biblical text found in a desert cave and believed hidden during a Jewish revolt against Rome nearly 1,900 years ago. The fragments of parchment bear lines of Greek texts from the books of Zechariah and Nahum and have been dated around the 1st century AD based on the writing style. According to the Israel Antiquities Authority, they are the first new scrolls found in archaeological excavations in the desert south of Jerusalem in 60 years. The Dead Sea Scrolls, a collection of Jewish texts found in a desert cave in the West Bank near Qumran in the 1940s and 50s, date from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD. They include the earliest known copies of biblical texts and documents outlining the beliefs of a little understood Jewish sect. The roughly 80 new pieces are believed to belong to a set of parchment fragments found in a site in southern Israel known as the Cave of Horror, named for the 40 human skeletons found there during excavations in the 1960s, that also bear a Greek rendition of the 12 Minor Prophets, a book in the Hebrew Bible. The cave is located in a remote canyon around 25 miles south of Jerusalem. The artifacts were found during an operation in Israel and occupied West Bank conducted by the Israeli Antiquities Authority to find scrolls and other artifacts to prevent possible plundering. Israel captured the West Bank in the 1967 war, and international law prohibits the removal of cultural property from occupied territory. The authority held a news conference Tuesday to unveil the discovery. The fragments are believed to have been part of a scroll stashed away in a cave during the Bar Kokhba revolt, an armed Jewish uprising against Rome during the reign of Emperor Hadrian between 132 and 136 AD. Coins struck by rebels and arrowheads found in other caves in the region also hail from that period. We found a textual difference that has no parallel with any other manuscript, either in Hebrew or in Greek, said Oren Abelman, a Dead Sea Scroll researcher with the Israel Antiquities Authority. He referred a slight variations in the Greek rendering of the Hebrew original compared to the Septuagint, a translation of the Hebrew Bible to Greek made in Egypt in the 3rd and 2nd centuries BC. When we think about the biblical text, we think about something very static. It wasn't static. There are slight differences, and some of those differences are important, said Joe Uziel, head of the Antiquities Authority Dead Sea Scrolls Unit. Every little piece of information that we can add, we can understand a little bit better how the biblical text came into its traditional Hebrew form. And this is them doing research on the pieces that were found. They're small, but they're there. It's pretty cool. Alongside the Roman-era artifacts, the exhibit includes far older discoveries of no lesser importance found during its sweep of more than 500 caves in the desert. The 6,000-year-old mummified skeleton of a child, an immense, completely woven basket from the Neolithic period, estimated to be about 10,500 years old, and scores of other delicate organic materials preserved in caves' arid climate. In 1961, Israeli archaeologist Yohanna Aharoni excavated the Cave of Horror, and his team found 9 parchment fragments belonging to a scroll with text from the 12 minor prophets in Greek and scraps of Greek papyrus. Since then, no new texts have been found during archaeological excavations, but many have turned up on the black market, apparently plundered from caves. For the past 4 years, Israeli archaeologists have launched a major campaign to scour caves nestled in precipitous canyons of the Judean desert in search of scrolls and other rare artifacts. The aim is to find them before plunderers disturb the remote sites, destroying archaeological strata and data in search of antiquities bound for the black market. Until now, the hunt had only found a handful of parchment scraps that bore no text. Amir Ganor, head of the Antiquities Theft Prevention Unit, said that since the commencement of the operation in 2017, there has been virtually no antiquities plundered in the Judean desert, calling the operation a success. For the first time in 70 years, we were able to preempt the plunderers. Very cool. And this is the stuff that we need to be cherishing. Not to say that Elvis's guitar isn't worth something to somebody, but I mean, I just see a bigger problem here, right? What are we trying to be? What are we trying to do, right? I didn't want to be a YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber now. I fell into this. But people want to be YouTubers. They want to be influencers. They don't want to go to the moon. They don't want to be, captain on a starship, because it's not. I mean, growing up, that's what I wanted to be, actually. I love Star Trek, but my dad introduced me to Star Trek as a kid, and I wanted to be in space. No joke. And I might get the chance, I mean, who knows? Oh, what's this? This is who this wonderful Japanese millionaire, Yusaku Maezawa, he's the one who's doing the Dear Moon project. This is who he wants to put on there. Now, who does this musician look like to you? I mean, who could that be? I mean, I've got the long hair, it looks awfully close to me. I don't know. Wait, hold on, check this out. This is my buddy. Let me zoom in on this. Look at this. See? Who does that look like? That looks just like me, I swear. I swear that looks just like me. Like, they did this. They said, we want a dancer, a novelist, a musician, someone that looks just like this. And I was like, that's me. I'm pretty sure that's me. Anyway, I'm very excited about that. It could happen. It could happen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm excited because the chance is there. The chance is there. He wants artists. He thinks that art and music is the future and how it's going to bring it together. And I agree with him. And I also think space is part of that, which is kind of cool that he is, bringing artists together to go to space. So it's a project that I think is beautiful. It's amazing. And it would be an honor to be a part of it. Who knows? I don't know. I've got my, I'm just putting it into the air, just putting it out there because why not? I would love that. Dear Moon. I actually started writing a song called Dear Moon in the spirit of what this feels like to me, bringing everyone together and a project like this. So I don't know. It's really beautiful. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully you are all having a great time. I'm having a good time. How many people watched Andreas on the show last night? Shout out to Andreas, right? Really came in and he showed himself. Like, that's the Andreas I know. And I still think he was a little reserved, actually. I think he's great. You guys will get to know him more and more as I have him on the show. Again, Andreas, if you're listening, I basically just outed you on coming on the show again. You're gonna have to come on the show again. People seem to enjoy you. I had a good time with him yesterday. But and Ian is going to be on the show Fridays, which is awesome too. So let's get to some of these here super chats. Robert Wiles, how you doing, buddy? Have a great blessed night and life doing what you love, and thanks for all you do for us, Adam. My mom and sis said thanks for wishing my niece happy birthday. It's my pleasure. My pleasure, Robert. Of course. Thank you for those kind words. Mythacruge says, check out the band called The Ocean, specifically their song called Jurassic, Cretaceous song. It's pretty long, but it's a good metal song. All right, I will check them out after the show. I will not. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to need more than just The Ocean to find them. All right, I'll check that out. All right, Chef de Jour says, hi, Adam. Went to a Buc-ee's to get your snacks. Sadly, none of them are vegan. Maybe you can have Ian try them on the show Friday. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, sure. If they come, I'll have him give them a try. Well, thank you for thinking of me, though, Chef. I appreciate that. White lasagna. You guys know what that means. Anytime I see his name, he got me the die. I got to roll it. All right, I'm rolling it. I'm going to read the super chat. You guys know the deal. 1 through 20. All you got to do is just guess what number it is in chat. The dice has been rolled. Good luck. Have fun. He says, I want to write a book based on thousands of years where they think we worshipped comic book characters like Batman and Spider-Man as gods. You should do that. That would be fun. I like that. I like the idea there. Very nice. Chef de Jour says, I already had COVID. I'm a big fat ass, and I'm in my 40s, yet I'm here alive and well. It was barely a blip. See, there you go. Congratulations, Black Magic. It is 3. I, in fact, rolled a 3 before I started the show, and it is 3 again. Congratulations. You won absolutely nothing. All right. Well, Chef, I'm glad that you are alive and well. That's great to hear. Good. And you're good. See, it was barely a blip. Awesome. Jonathan says, FBI released another report today saying Trump and Russia colluded to win the 2020 election. How can... What? Come on. It's a nothing burger. What? When the Times article came out saying that Shadow Cabal is like, yeah, we wanted to come out and let everyone know we're the ones who fortified the election. Yeah, we changed the laws, we changed the rules, and used everything in our power to make sure that Trump didn't win. How is that not colluding? How is that not colluding? Someone just asked where the UFO is. I admit it was knocked down. So this is just a preemptive spin. Because it wasn't spinning. Did you guys even... No one's even commented on the globe here. Do you guys recognize this globe? Do you guys realize what this is? Do you know? Who recognizes this globe, huh? You guys know what this is? I mean, it used to sit up back there, but I finally found the stand for it. Huh? You guys know I couldn't find the stand. Look at this thing. You remember this? It used to sit like this. So the UFO was basically hanging out. Oh, yeah. That's the Timcast IRL globe. That's right. It's the globe. Timcast IRL globe. Yep, it's the Timcast IRL globe. I found it in the basement. I nabbed it. It's now mine. Nobody tell Tim. And he doesn't watch my show, so I'm not worried about him ever finding out, nor does he come into my studio ever. So, we're good. What do you mean it's upside down? That's Africa? This is South America? This is North America? What? How is it upside down? You're crazy. It can't be upside down. Oh, it's funny. Let's see. Matt says, I'm not interested either. I had it in January with a mild headache for one evening and lost taste for a week. I'll take my chances with the 99.8%. Yeah, exactly. You're good. You're good. Ooh, I just had a super chat jump. Give me a second. Thank you all for the super chats. You guys are fantastic. John Doe says, hey, Adam, biologist here. So I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. The mRNA vaccine isn't gene modification. The mRNA is used by the cell to make protein. It cannot alter your genome. Ah, okay. But it's also not a vaccine in the traditional sense, correct? I mean, it's a vaccine. It introduces a tiny, small amount of the sickness to have your body create antibodies, right? So mRNA, it's making the cell produce the protein. Look, the bottom line is it's an experiment, and I don't want an experimental drug in my system, period. So, all right, well, I was trying to give Boss Man a chance, but if he's going to be rude, bye-bye. I don't care. You're out. You're getting cut out. Let's see. John C. says, Novavax uses recombinant synthetic/artificial proteins for the vaccine. No mRNA. Oh, okay, so maybe it's the Novavax. All right. I knew one of them wasn't. Let's see here. Barbecue Barnes says, just bought the Kofifi blend and fake news for my pregnant wife. Can't wait. Keep up the awesome content, man. Thank you very much, Barbecue. I definitely appreciate that very much. I appreciate. A Wild Deku says, they want control, they want fear, but they liberated me. They took my job and gave me nothing to lose. Now I have something they fear, a watchful eye with a lot of cameras and nothing better to do. Well, stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Mark G says, you only have power over people as long as you don't take everything away from them. But when you've robbed a man of everything, he's no longer in your power. He's free again. Alexander Shalinitsin. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but it's all right. It's not like I'm announcing at the Grammys or anything. See what I did there? But no, whatever. Bill Burr, they're trying to cancel him now, but they can't because he's... Anyway. See, Alex says, in Israel, it's full-on propaganda. The vaccine is advertised as completely safe, and anyone that doesn't agree is labeled anti-vax by the government. 50% of the population is already vaccinated the second dose. Wow. I know I have a COVID tag. It's pretty funny. I straight up, I started this was tagged on here before I even started the show. And look at the amount of likes. Not bad. Not bad. I think we could do better. I think we could do that. Smash that like button, people. Come on. Smash that like button and please share the video and subscribe. Please subscribe. That would be fantastic. If you believe I deserve your subscription and share, please do. That would be fantastic. I really do appreciate that. Obviously, YouTube doesn't like me talking about COVID at all. But I'm just an average citizen trying to share what I know. Solzhenitsyn. Thank you, Ryan. Ah, okay. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Cool. Right on. Thanks, chat. You guys are the best. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Mark G says, Elvis stole music, and so did the rest of the industry. Practically most popular rock and pop songs use the same 4 chords. It's true. I know. There's a YouTube video I saw once of one guy playing the same 4 chords and just went through almost all of everything. It was pretty crazy. Of the top pop songs. Pretty funny. Let's see. Bruno Sortorio says, Sup, Adam? Who is your favorite president? Who is my favorite president? It might be... I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe George Washington. He didn't want to be president. And then he made beer. Oh, and then was it whiskey? No, he made whiskey. So George Washington wanted to retire after the war, and they were like, "Please be president. We need you to be president." And he was like, fine, I'll do it." Was president, and then went on to making whiskey. And he was very successful at actually making whiskey in America. And the more I learn about whiskey, the more I'm like, oh, so he was a whiskey guy, man. I mean, George Washington, he helped create the this awesome country, and then started making whiskey. So yeah, let's see here. Mark G says, "Oh, or Dear Moon is gathering all the artists to devoid us of art. Don't you find it off that he's not recruiting engineers? It's like a send geologists out." No. I've done a lot of research on this guy. He really likes art. He himself was in a band. He was a skateboarder. He's an artist, and he appreciates art. And art is huge. It's a huge part of humanity. Like, to not give art its due on how important it is for humans is to do humanity a disservice. Let's see here. White Lasagna again said, playing other people's music used to be the standard before recording became widely available. Calling it stealing back then is disingenuous. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I don't like playing covers. There's someone introduced me to, I forget the name of the a cappella band, but all of their songs are covers, and a lot of time covers to me sound really cheesy. Like, to do a cover, you got to make it better than the original, or you shouldn't do it. Now, I'm not claiming that my covers are better than the original, but I try to make them different at least, change them to, I don't know. It's like, I like writing my own music. I like the feeling of people enjoying my music as opposed to a cover, which everyone already knows already. They made it amazing. So, like, to change a song of someone else's, it's got to be good. I don't know. So I see some people already guessing numbers because White Lasagna. I'll roll it again. All right. Dice has been rolled, everybody. All right. I'm looking for those numbers. Good luck. Have fun. All right. Robert Wiles. Hello again. If you get to go, you should try to write, Adam. Was here on the moon. My grandfather fought in World War II. Uncle died in Vietnam, and brother is in the Army. Awesome. Thank you for your whole family for their service. I appreciate that. And I'm not going to be. It wouldn't be landing on the moon. What we would do is fly around the moon, and that's what it would be. So I'm just watching these. The numbers are all rolling in now. I'm looking. No one's guessing it. I'm waiting. Come on, people. There it is. I rolled a natural 20. Ragin Rat, congratulations. You won absolutely nothing except for me to call your name out on the show. Congratulations, sir, or madam, whatever pronouns you use, that's okay. Chioma, hey, what's good? How you doing? I also applied for #DearMoon. Maybe you and I fill the musician and architect slots. My worry is not making the fitness test. I'm overweight, but I'm working on it, though. I'm working out, though. Well, good for you for working out. I know that it is a big priority about being fit, because going into space, there's obviously medical things we have to pass if we are to be part of the crew. But that would be rad, wouldn't it, if we both get to go? That would be fun. Let's see. Dan Tolan says, Ayo, how tight is that? I don't even know what that word is. Badonk. I guess, I don't know. That's a perspective issue, isn't it? Let's see. Walba says, can I please get a spin of the UFO? Of course I can, Walba. I am the very young age of 66. My daughter and granddaughter brought me a cake. I am so happy. Blessings. Walba, happy birthday. This spin is only for you. You get some dings, too, because it's your birthday. Happy birthday. All right, Walba. It's nice and spinning fast for you. There we go. Let's see. Joel Anderson said Owen Benjamin's the comedian who played the 4-chord song. Ah, okay, cool. Right on. Jonathan Duger says, fun fact, if you overlay Alaska on the lower 48, the Aleutian Islands are in California and the SE Alaska is in Florida. Oh, Southeast Alaska is in Florida. Wow, right. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, Alaska's huge and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've been to Alaska. It's amazing. Let's see. White Lasagna again says Coolidge had a pet hippo, best president ever. I mean, White Lasagna, you kind of started this, by getting me these die and creating this thing on my show, which is rather quite fun, right? Interacting with the chat. I mean, that is honestly one of my favorite things about doing this show is interacting with you guys. In fact, if I could figure out a way to do that more, I would love that. I would love to somehow interact with you guys more. So, I will. So the dice has been rolled. You know the deal. Guess those numbers. I'll be watching. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says, I've always wanted to run a galactic empire to conquer the heavens so people make statues of me just to be pulled down many years later by protests. Okay, interesting. You set the bar up there. That's pretty great. All right, the numbers are rolling in, and right off the bat, the Magnum Express coming in hot with that 9. It was 9. Congratulations, Magnum. You've won. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hey, I see Darth Call up in the chat. What's up, dog? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, it's so funny. Darth Call actually is the next super chat. I didn't even see that. Hey, man, keep up the great work. Keep on keeping on and dominating. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Shout out to Darth Call. He's got a very fun Twitch channel. If you don't know it, check it out. It's just Twitch TV, Darth Call. Just like Darth Maul, but with a C instead of an M. Check it out. Marceau says, I think it's Marceau. I'm not even sure, actually. You told me your name the other day, and now I'm kind of... I forget. It says, you have a valid point on covers. Sorry for not realizing all your songs are original. I kept making cover requests. Shows how good they sound, though. Well, thank you so much. Now, that is a huge compliment to me. To not even realize that the songs that I have been singing are my own. To think that they're covers are fantastic. That is huge. That is hilarious. Bo Darville, I don't even want to read this super chat. That's how disgusting it is. I'm not going to read it. No, I'm going to read it. I don't want to, but I'm going to because I read all my super chats and respond. It says, true, you're dating Lydia. Ugh. No, I'm married to a wonderful woman, and she's married to I don't know who she's married to. She doesn't talk about that, dude, and I've never met him. So Hydro says, you should do a deep dive on cosmic rays. Interesting. Cosmic rays. Very cool. Maybe, yeah. It's been a while. I'm overdue for a deep dive, right? I should do a deep dive. The time it takes to put together a deep dive, it's just, it's interesting. Let's see. Mark G says, Adam Cast call-in show Wednesday nights. I don't know if I could I'm going to do ever a call-in show. I feel like that's something different. So, I don't know. I'm going to do, I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But chat's going nuts over that last the super chat a couple of times ago. Yeah, hilarious. I know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to be joining Ferk tonight. Hopefully, Ferk he's got kids, so I think he was putting them to bed and just kind of zonked out. He's got a full-time job too, so hopefully Ferk is back on the grind tonight. Maybe we can meet up with Darth Call. We actually were thinking about getting some Sea of Thieves action going on. It definitely looks like fun. A lot of piratey stuff. It's great. The man behind the screen says, you love to interact with us. We love to interact with you. Thus, the cycle propagates. We remain excellent to each other, and all is right in the chat. Indeed, indeed. MPOW says, hey, Adam, with summer approaching and your love of history, will you consider road trip to visit each state and produce Adam's America the Beautiful? That's a good idea. That is a really good idea. Just go to each state and just be like, this is this state. Check out all it has to offer. You know, I've almost been to every state. I've been to practically all the states along the south. I've been to Alaska. I've been to a lot of states in the middle. I haven't been to the northeast or the northwest. So those two sections and Hawaii. But that's a good idea, MPOW. You know what? I'm gonna talk to my team about this and be like, maybe we should. Maybe we should. Hold on. I don't want to forget that. MPOW, I like that. That's great. All right. You guys are fantastic. Thank you all for hanging out. Remember to smash that like button. If you haven't smashed it, please smash. There's a pretty good like to smash ratio, but I think we can do better. We can do a little better. If you can smash a little bit. If you've smashed already, you can smash again, but then make sure you smash a third time as to not counteract the second or the first smashing of the second unsmash to smash again. Does that make sense? Savvy? Excellent. Well, thank you all so much. It's always a pleasure. I love you guys. I will see you either tonight on my Twitch channel or tomorrow here on AdamCast IRL. Good night, everybody.